A transition to high school. Part of life for a young person that's going from one part of the education to the next, like elementary to high school. When I went to high school, they didn't prepare us. So one thing that I would tell them, or one thing I want to tell you, is to listen to your landlady or your landlord and to see if they treat you with respect or if they're just having you in their home so they can make some money. The other thing that I would say to you is also to listen to your teachers, your counselors, because they can really help you a lot. You know, if you have any questions about the school, if you have any problems, this is who you tell. And also to your friends that have common sense. These are the people that you base the safety and making sure that what you do in school is good for you. So you want to learn from these people. That's number one. The other one, for us, a non-Aboriginal person that's very angry and hates Indian people. What I want you to know here is that none of us are born hating people. This is a learned behavior. So when you see these people, they didn't get their hatred by working with Native people, talking to Native people. They probably don't even know any Native people. They learned it from their parents. This is a learned behavior. So you have to understand that these people, when they come after you, somebody gave them that hatred. So that's what you have to understand. It's not something that we did. I hear people say a lot, you know, how come they hate me? I don't even know them. I never met them in my life. And that's where this comes from. It's something that's taught to them since they were little kids. So you grew up, by the time you're 15, you're just seething with anger. You know, you want to these ideas come from, and it comes from their own families. Very important. The other thing is, as you grow up, when you go to high school, you're at an age where you should know who you are. And this is a process that we've had for ever since we've been young people. You know, before the Europeans came over, we went through the same thing here. Who am I? Why am I here? You know, what am I supposed to do here? So you have to find that out. So you have to ask, and you have to go into your culture. Ask the elders, ask the teachers in the community, who am I? And how do I find that out? So you have to go into your culture to find out what's left to you. And it's in your spirit, and your spirit dwells in the middle of your body. That's where all your tools are. So, you know, when you're playing with this has limited tools, and you buy the tools that go in here. But the tools that you have here, you know, they came with the body when you were born. And all you have to do now is to figure out who you're supposed to be. And once you find that out, you're like this. It's about who we are as people. When you take a look at the world around us, you know, elders say that when we're born, that's the beginning of the circle of our life. We develop as a child, and we start to develop as a youth, a young adult, an adult, and then we go back to the Creator. That's the first circle of life. There's another circle. Because of that circle, everything else that we do is a circle too. Our words travel in a circle. They don't travel in a straight line. Your words always come back to you. So when you say good things come back to you. So remember that. And the same thing when you say bad things to people, bad things come back to you too. And it's always like that, you know. And when you do things to people, you know, this also goes in a circle. So what you do to others will come back to you. If you do bad things to them, bad things come back to you. So remember that what we say and what we do always travels, like our life. Our life travels in a circle. So it's really important to remember that. The last thing that I wanted to talk to you about is not to hang on to your pain. You know, as we grew up, we run into people that have negative feelings. There's a lot of negative, and we pick up on that. So we can't hang on to those things because they hurt us. When we have pain inside of us, that really impacts our life. We don't function very well. So what we have to do is we have to let it go. And how we, excuse me, and how we do that is by talking. And have you ever seen somebody have a cigarette? They take a drag, and as they talk, as they're talking, that's what happens. When you tell a friend or tell somebody the pain that you have inside you, as you talk, the pain comes out, like that smoke. That's what it looks like. Pain comes out, it gets less and less inside you. You're able to breathe. Your thinking starts to clear up because the pain is going down, and there's your thinking again, right? You're starting to everything is starting to function. So that's something that I want you to remember. Talk about your pain. So you have to find somebody that you trust, your friend, maybe a counselor, a teacher, whoever you find in your circle that you can trust, that's who you tell. The other big one that really helps is to forgive. Just let it go. Because once you forgive, back to you too. And as soon as it hits you, Creator takes that pain away and it never comes back. So these are the things that learn how to help yourself, because it's about using these things to keep your body free of pain, free of all these things down to prevent you from becoming a good, healthy person. So that would be my advice, is to, you know, enjoy life and be happy and make friends. And because that's where you'll learn other things from. So anyway, have a good trip to high school. And like I said, if you don't like where you're living, don't stay there. It's going to cause you a lot of pain. Okay, miigwech.